Welcome, Habs faithful, to a seismic moment in the hockey world. A rumor so massive it could shake the very foundation of the NHL. Picture this. A superstar, a generational talent, potentially on the move, and the Montreal Canadiens are in the conversation to land him. The whispers are growing louder. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the possibility of Connor McDavid wearing the blue blanc ET Rouge is enough to send shivers down every fan's spine. What would it take to bring the league's best to the Bell Center? Hang tight, because we're about to dive into a blockbuster scenario that could redefine our franchise. Let's set the scene with some raw, unfiltered reality. The Edmonton Oilers, despite rostering two of the game's elite in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, just got bounced in the playoffs by a hungry, young Anaheim Ducks squad. Another postseason disappointment. Another year of questions. McDavid, the undisputed face of the league, has 1 year left on his contract. A deal with a no-movement clause, meaning he holds all the cards. If he decides he's done chasing ghosts in Edmonton, the Oilers risk losing him for nothing in free agency next summer. The clock is ticking, and the rumor mill is in overdrive. Could McDavid ask out? And if he does, could Montreal be his destination? This isn't the first time we've heard McDavid trade chatter. Last offseason, before he inked a 2-year extension, the speculation was rampant. But here we are again with Edmonton's latest playoff exit pouring fuel on the fire. McDavid's patience might be wearing thin. He's 29 in the prime of his career and still chasing that elusive Stanley Cup. If he wants out, the Oilers will have to listen. And for Habs fans, the idea of pairing him with our young core is a kind of dream that keeps us up at night. Let's break this down. McDavid isn't just a player. He's a phenomenon. Over 600 career goals, nearly 1,000 assists, multiple Art Ross trophies, and a Hart Trophy to his name. He's the fastest skater in the league, a playmaker who can thread a needle through triple coverage, and a leader who's carried Edmonton on his back for years. But success in the NHL isn't just about talent. It's about fit, timing, and roster construction. If McDavid looks around and sees no clear path to a cup in Edmonton, he might force a move. And that's where the Canadiens come in. Why Montreal? Let's paint the picture. We're a storied franchise with passionate fan base. A team on the rise with a young, dynamic core. Nick Suzuki, our captain, is already a top-line center and a Zelka candidate. Cole Caulfield is sniping at a 50-goal pace. Uri Slavkovsky is blossoming into a power forward. Add McDavid to that mix, and suddenly, we're not just a playoff team. We're a juggernaut. Plus, staying in Canada might appeal to McDavid, keeping him in a hockey-mad market where the spotlight burns bright. The Bell Center would erupt every night with him on the ice. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Landing a player of McDavid's caliber isn't a pipe dream. It's a war. The Oilers won't let him go for peanuts. They'll demand a king's ransom, a package that could get our roster, and test our salary cap limits. Let's talk logistics. McDavid's current cap hit is north of $12.5 million, and with just 1 year left, any team trading for him risks a short-term rental if he doesn't re-sign. For the Habs, with roughly $10 million in cap space projected for next season, we'd need to move money out. Players like Brendan Gallagher, with a $6.5 million hit, or even a fan favorite like Josh Anderson at $5.5 million, could be on the chopping block to make room. Then there's the trade package itself. Edmonton will want young talent draft picks and likely a proven NHL player in return. Think about a deal centered around a prospect like Lane Hudson, a blue line wizard with top pair potential, plus a first-round pick in the loaded 2026 draft, and maybe a roster player like Kirby Dach, who's got size and skill at center. That's the kind of haul it would take. Pieces that hurt to lose but could keep Edmonton competitive while they retool around Draisaitl. For us, it's a gamble. Do we mortgage part of our future for a shot at the ultimate prize now? Let's compare this to other rumored destinations. Toronto's in the mix. McDavid grew up a Leafs fan, and playing at home could be a draw. But their cap situation is a mess, and their return package might not match ours. The New York Rangers have history with Oilers superstars. Think Wayne Gretzky in '96, but they're floundering in mediocrity. Anaheim, fresh off beating Edmonton, could offer youth and picks, plus the irony of McDavid joining the team that ousted him. And the LA Kings, with Kopitar retiring, could see McDavid as the heir to their offensive throne, echoing the Gretzky trade parallels. But none of these markets carry the weight of Montreal. The history, the passion, the 24 Stanley Cups. We're not just a team, we're a legacy. Now, let's talk strategy on the ice. If McDavid lands with the Habs, how do we maximize him? Pairing him with Suzuki gives us two elite centers, a 1-2 punch down the middle that no team can handle. Imagine McDavid driving the top line with Caulfield on his wing, sniping off one-timers from those pinpoint passes. Slavkovsky adds grit and size to that trio, creating space for McDavid's wizardry. Suzuki anchors a second line, maybe with Doc or Alex Newhook, keeping our depth intact. Our power play, already dangerous, becomes lethal with McDavid quarterbacking from a half wall. Defensively, we lean on Caden Gould and Mike Matheson to lock down the blue line, while McDavid pushes the pace. But here's the rub: salary cap constraints and roster balance. Even if we clear space for McDavid's hit, re-signing him long-term could push us into cap hell. We need to shed more contracts or rely on entry-level deals from prospects to stay compliant. And losing Key Young, in a trade could thin our depth, leaving us vulnerable if injuries hit. This isn't just a hockey move. It's a chess game with the future of the franchise at stake. GM Kent Hughes would need to thread the needle perfectly, balancing immediate contention with long-term sustainability. Let's zoom out. What does this mean for Habs fans? It's a chance to dream bigger than we have in decades. McDavid in Montreal isn't just a roster upgrade. It's a statement. It's a return to glory, a signal that we're back among the NHL's elite. But it's also a risk. If we trade away too much and McDavid walks after a year, we're left picking up the pieces of a shattered rebuild. The trade deadline next season could be our moment of truth or our undoing. So, here's the tough question to spark some heat in the comments. If you're Kent Hughes, do you pull the trigger on a McDavid trade, even if it means losing a fan favorite or a top prospect? Are you willing to risk the future for a shot at the cup now? Or do you trust our current core to grow into champions on their own? I want to hear your takes. Let's get this debate raging. Habs faithful, the idea of Connor McDavid in a Canadiens jersey is the kind of fantasy that fuels our passion for this game. If you're as hyped as I am about the possibility, smash that like button to show your excitement. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because we're diving deep into every twist and turn of the saga. Together, let's keep the fire burning for Blue, Blanc, ET Rouge. Until next time, keep dreaming big with the Montreal Canadiens, and nothing is impossible